You've been involved in some really big songwriting cuts. The one that comes to mind is that track, the John Summit track with Hayla, with Eddie Jenkins on writing credits as well. Can you tell me how that came about and what was your experience of it?
That actually came about because Hayla, myself, Eddie Jenkins, and Will Clark, who's a credible DJ, um, we wrote a song called Escape, and it ended up getting cut by Dead Mouse and Cascade, which was a real dream come true for me because they were like some of my biggest idols. Um, and yeah, John Summit remixed it, and he loved the song so much, and he really wanted a song similar, and he loved Hayla's voice. So we got back in the studio, Haley, myself, Eddie, and then we got another writer in called Andy Sheldrake, who's a good friend, and we tried to kind of recreate the same vibe. We got like a basic idea down, sent it to John Summit, and said, "What do you think? Do you want to work on this? Is this the kind of direction you want to go?" So then he took the song and then he did his thing to it and produced it up with another guy called Freak, who is a, another collaborator of mine. I work with quite a lot. He mixes all my own solo singles. So it's like a really good, solid team around that song. We kind of did the initial ideas and then we sent it over to John, and he did his thing on it, and then it came out, and it's just been a massive success in the US. Um, John's obviously killing it at the moment, so the timing of it was perfect. It, yeah, all came off the back of the Dead Mouse thing, so it's really cool. I was so happy to have been a part of that record.
It's certainly one to be proud of. I met Andy a few years ago. I know he was involved in, well, he's good, involved in the Example project, and he has been for a few
Yeah,
years. So he's another great, an amazing producer and also a great songwriter as well.
that's an important point to make. Is I was talking about the writing camps and how you meet people you've never worked with. I ended up meeting Andy Sheldrake on a writing camp, and I got in a room with him and Example, and we wrote a song called Click, which came out. It's Example's solo tune called Click. But because Andy and I worked so well together, we continued working together ever since, and that's how we've ended up writing the John Summit tune as well. It's just continuing to work with people that you've met through complete random situations. So yeah.
Are there any other songwriting experiences you've had that you're really proud of?
Yeah, for sure. Nervo is an Australian duo, this female duo, and I really love them. I think they're so cool and their music's amazing. And I wrote a song with Carla Monroe and John Kong from Left Wing Cody, who's one of my like really good friends and collaborators. And we got this song over to Nervo, and it just it just did really, really well. Like streaming wise, it was like the cover of Mint, which is the biggest dance playlist. Like straight away it got the support because it was, I think, because Spotify are really good at championing women in dance because we don't always get the credit we deserve. It was Nervo featuring Carla Monroe, three powerful women in dance, and obviously co-written by me, who's another woman in dance. It just got really good support, and it really gave it a chance to kind of smash it. So yeah, that did so well. And that was the first biggest cut that I had, and then off the back of that, then came like the Dead Mouse thing, the John Summit thing, and the other things that I've got going on right now. I'd say that was my first big one.
I mean, these are some of the biggest names in the music industry, from Cascade to Dead Mouse to Nervo. They're obviously on a musically they're in a certain space, but they are, just worldwide international names. Um, how
Mm.
does it feel to work with these people? What's the experience for you?
Um, it's mad because I do get moments of imposter syndrome when I'm in rooms with powerful people, and I'm like, wait, how am I here? Like this is weird. Like how do I songwrite again? I can't even remember.
Mhm.
Um, and then I just find my voice in that moment and realize again I'm in that room for a reason. So um, just learning to speak up and shout above the noise, because sometimes it will be a lot of chefs in one room, and you got to realize that your opinion does count as well. So you just speak up and go, no, I'm as good as this person, even though they're like really well known. Um, and yeah, it's scary and nerve wracking, but it's just belief in yourself and your abilities, and just um, yeah, knowing that they're working with you because they respect you. So it's yeah, challenging but so exciting and rewarding.
Can you tell me about the record that you made with Eli and Fur? Because I'm a massive fan of those two.
Yeah. Um, I was out in LA, and this guy that I met on a camp again called Kuske. Um, he is an incredible writer, and we just hit it off in the studio. Turns out I was already a fan of Eli and Fur, but I'd never worked with them. And he hit me up when I was in LA, and he was like, "Are you here?" And I said, "Yeah, I am." And he was like, "Well, I've got a couple of days in with Eli and Fur. Do you want to join?" And I was like, absolutely. But I think I even cancelled another session so I could join, because I was like really wanted to do it. And I love writing with Kuske, and obviously really like Eli and Fur. And again, it's so nice to work with other girls in the industry. So yeah, got in. We wrote two songs that day, and one of them was Burning, which ended up being our collaboration that came out a couple of years ago. Um, we just worked so well together, the four of us. We had a really fun day. Um, and just musically, we all really clicked. The other song might still come out at some point as well, because that was also really cool. We'll
I
see.
saw an interview with you guys, and it just sounded like it was just super easy. You guys working together, and you just have a really great energy. So I
Yeah.
think that comes through in the music as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. That was one of those really easy sessions that was just like a breeze.